So when you're installing a moisture sensitive or any kind of flooring product on top of a concrete slab, how many moisture tests or how many relative humidity tests are you doing per the ASTM F2170 standard? Knowing this and doing things per the standard can mean the difference between a good installation and a costly redo. My name is Jason Spangler. I'm with Wagner Meters, and today we're going to talk about the correct number of relative humidity tests to be conducting per the ASTM F2170 standard. So by the letter of the law, the number of tests that you should be doing is 3 tests for the first 1,000 square feet and 1 test for every 1,000 square feet after that. So if you're looking at doing a 5,000 square foot job, you should be installing 7 of the relative humidity or rapid RH L6 sensors into that job to ensure that you're complying with the F2170 standard. Now, the reason for that, as far as the numbers go, is because we're really trying to get a good overall sampling of what's physically going on in that entire slab. By doing fewer than that, you're going to get a sample set, but the sample set is not going to be statistically big enough in most cases to give you a good assessment of the job. So when we look at a few other things that the ASTM standard lines out, one is, as far as placement goes, that you need to be putting 1 test within 3 feet of every exterior wall. So keep that in mind when you're strategically laying out where you're going to place these sensors to ensure that you're complying with the standard. The other thing that the standard lines out is conditioned air, or the airspace that you're installing these sensors in. You want to have what they call service temperature, service relative humidity for 48 hours prior to the placement of the test and for the entire 24 hours of the test. The other thing that it calls out is the depth specific measurement. When you look at the depth specific measurement, it calls it out very specifically that if you're looking at a slab on grade, a slab below grade, or an elevated slab on pan decking, you're going to calculate 40% of whatever that overall thickness is, because the slab is only drying from one side. We're looking at a structural slab that's elevated, you're going to be calculating 20% of that overall thickness because it is drying, again, from both sides. It has airflow on both sides. So following all of these guidelines and specifics within the ASTM F2170 standard is critical to ensure that you have a good flooring installation.